last year, Hyland took 1 minute and 29 seconds to win this title. He disposed of Welsh champion Keith Ward in that time. Anderson picking up punches from the right lead. Already a red mark on his rather high cheekbones on the left-hand side. Big test this for young Anderson, 18 years old. Hyland is 21, full of experience. Fine international boxer. Won a gold medal in Belfast last autumn in the Commonwealth Federation Championships. Hyland's problems, if he's going to have any, could come towards the end. He does tend to run out of steam a bit towards the end of 3 hard rounds. And this boy Anderson looks to me very strong and liable to go 3 rounds quite well. He's not disturbed at all by Hyland's punching. He takes it and comes belting back with rather unorthodox punches. He's got an awkward, difficult style. It's Anderson in the dark vest. Two good punches there. He weathered those as well. Those are the sort of punches that won Hyland the title in just half a round last year. And this is the champion, 21-year-old John Hyland, a butcher, former ABA junior champion, Great Britain schoolboy champion twice, ABA senior champion, international gold medal winner, and an all-round good egg, John Hyland. Hyland the champion, all in white. And he delivered a couple of very useful punches towards the end of that first round. And Anderson equally took them well. This blonde boy from Scotland, from Bellahouston Club, Glasgow. Great question mark, of course. Does he really have the technique, and does he have the experience to cope with this good man? Tremendous stamina, Anderson, because he tends to run a lot in marathons. And when he does, he breaks 3 hours, which is good running by anybody's standards. I think we can safely say he'll get through 9 minutes here. One round the back from Anderson. That's the kidney punch. Illegal, of course. He's a strong character, this Scot. He really is. He comes wading through everything Hyland throws at him. Hyland's going to have to work for victory here. He really is. Hyland is losing a little composure. The right hand of Anderson's is picking him up again and again. He's a very big lad for a bantamweight, Anderson. He's got a lot of reach. Signs here that Anderson is threatening to take this over. Belting away to the body, very hard indeed. doesn't seem to know how to get at him, no? Well, that was a marvellous round for Anderson. He must have won it. So here's an interesting newcomer on the scene, 18-year-old David Anderson, Scottish champion, and he made his name in those championships in the semi-finals when he very cleverly outpointed the former ABA flyweight champion Joe Kelly. So that was a warning to everybody. And then in Preston, in the ABA semi-finals, the national semi-finals, he showed really sparkling form there, and he outboxed Sean Murphy from St Albans, won that on points, and he's giving Highland plenty of trouble. We can show you an example of the sort of thing he's doing here. He's big and strong and a little awkward, and that right hand, again and again, gave Highland trouble in the second round. So there are a few problems here for this ABA champion, the defending champion, 21-year-old John Highland, the butcher from Liverpool. The champion, Highland in white. Anderson, the Scottish champion, in the dark vest. If Anderson has a good final round here, he could produce one of the major shocks of the year. Always forcing Highland to reach for him, and he doesn't quite reach him. He's got a good judge of distance, Anderson, he really has. Still holding. Mark over the eye, I think. Don't see any blood. Looks as though that's some sort of artificial skin that's been put there. No, I don't recall that Highland had any eye problems in the semi-finals, but he seems to be having some. He's got some sort of artificial skin over that right eye, and it's coming away. So clearly they were worried about it. Maybe he picked up a cut in training that we don't know about. Crack of heads there. This is the last round, and Highland has got a few problems. Highland stepping the pace up a bit towards the end. Good right again from Anderson. The champion making an undignified scuttle around the ring. Well, the strong man finishing well here. The marathon runner going the distance well, as one would expect. What a finish he's made. Well now, this young man is the story. Has he done enough to take the title? Well, I don't know for sure, but he's come very close to it, whatever. And Hyland really wasn't at his best there. He may have picked up a cut in training. They tried to hide it. And that might be why he didn't look too confident at any time. So this is going to be a decision that will be very eagerly awaited. And if Anderson has got it, it's one of the shocks of the season.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner by a majority decision and champion at Bantamweight in the 1984 National Finals, Hyland, red corner.
Hyland has got it, and not surprisingly, that hasn't met with too good a reception. It must have been very, very close indeed. But John Hyland has successfully defended his title. Anderson will feel very disappointed, but he's only 18. Now we come to the featherweights. Kevin Taylor from the north of England is in the final for the second year running. And Paul Moylett from the west of England is the man who put out last year's champion at this weight, Peter Bradley. Taylor is all in white, and his opponent is one of the season's discoveries, Paul Moylett from the Hartcliffe Club in Bristol. And they've had a real set-to in the opening round. Now Taylor in white is noted for aggro, he's all power and aggression, but Moylett came straight out for the first round and took the contest to him, and I think that rather took Taylor aback, and he's doing it again now. Taylor, of course, was here last year in this final and was outpointed by Peter Bradley, the Scot, and Moylett beat Bradley on points in the AVA semi-finals a week or two ago in Preston. Taylor comes from the Middleton and Rochdale club. He's a demolition worker, and that rather seems to me to suit his style in the ring. He comes from Chatterton, just north of Manchester. These two men both 20, and in fact there is precisely 1 day between them in age. Moylett is 1 day older than Taylor. Moylett well covered up. Clean cut lad, Moylett. A carpenter, very stocky. He knows how to handle himself. Oh, cheeky right hands. He's tended to tame Taylor a bit. Trying to put a few bunches together, but not getting very far with this young man. Taylor doing a little better towards the end of this round. Going backwards, which is very unusual for him. Second. This is young Paul Moylett, 20, one of the season's discoveries. Edged out the reigning champion, Peter Bradley, 2 weeks ago by forcing all the way, and that's the way he's come after Taylor here. Western Counties champion, who earlier in these championships, in the England semi-finals at Gloucester, he put out the former ABA champion, Herman Henry, the veteran campaigner from London, who was stopped in the second round with a damaged eye. So he's been a bit dangerous against the former champions, and he had a couple of good right hands here that he shot at Taylor and took Taylor totally by surprise. So the demolition worker in white against the carpenter in green. Taylor versus Moylett. North of England versus west of England. Both holding. And Taylor, I suggest, has a bit of work to do here. Taylor now moving back and then waiting his chance to hook those punches into the body. And doing better. Clearly the orders have come from the corner. Wait your chance and counter. Got nowhere trying to take it to Moylett. And Moylett at the moment has slowed right down, throwing nothing. Good left hand from Taylor. He swung that round and it found the target on Moylett's jaw. And Moylett now is tiring, and Taylor's aggression is coming into its own. It's typical slogging stuff from Taylor. He's taken a long time to get to work with this, but he's producing it now as the man from Bristol tires. Title, of course, was won for the west of England by the famous Pete Hanlon in 79 and 81, but Moylett from the west of England is in trouble. His nose now is badly damaged, and Taylor's aggression has finally got on top, measuring him with everything now, and a standing count over Moylett. So this young man's bid for the title, which started so promisingly, is now looking desperately sorrowful, and he's been counted out standing up, and Moylett doesn't like that, and he very nearly committed a grave indiscretion there when he registered his displeasure to the referee, and he's gone down now weeping, no doubt. He's been beaten in the final round. The referee counted him out standing up, which he is entitled to do if he feels that the man is in real trouble, and he had a badly damaged nose, and he looked to be in serious trouble actually when the count started. So Kevin Taylor, who failed to win this title last year against Peter Bradley, has gone one better at Wembley this year, and Taylor is the new ABA featherweight champion. Now, lightweights. Private Carl Crook of the Army, despite his youth, Army lightweight champion for the third year. He comes from Bolton, and his opponent is the famous Alex Dixon, a southpaw from Scotland. Dixon, the Scottish champion, is the southpaw, leading with his right, and he's got his club's name on the back of his singlet. You'll see it in a moment, Lark Hall. And the man from the Army, the youngster from the Army, is Carl Crook, Private Carl Crook, who's a paratrooper. They've had a fairly close opening round, although Dixon, the southpaw from Scotland, countered very well indeed towards the end, and probably just stole the round with simply by staying cool under pressure and letting Crook come to him and then picking him off. Crook found himself running onto that right lead. Dixon will start favourite for this because he's got a lot of international experience. He represented Scotland in the Commonwealth Games in Brisbane in '82. He's never been to a final before, neither has Crook. Dixon has always been stopped on the way to Wembley by a man who later became the champion. It happened to him last year. He lost the ABA semi-finals to Ken Willis, who went on to become the champion at this weight. And in 1982, he went out at the same stage to Jim McDonnell, who went on to become champion. Heads. Crook comes from Bolton, and he won his semi-final in Preston with a points win over the Welsh champion, Keith Parry of Gwent. He's got an older brother, Peter Crook, who was welterweight champion of the Army last year. Crook holding. Dixon just sticking that right hand out here and picking up points. And Crook finding it difficult to get within range without being picked off. So Crook goes back to the corner, having had a rather frustrating 3 minutes. Carl Crook, 20, from the Parachute Regiment, a paratrooper, single man, with something like 87 wins and 100 contests. First came to notice in 1981 when he was only 17. He won for the Army against the Navy at Portsmouth.
Come on, fast boxing. You throw it away now.
Dixon, 21, from the Lark Hall Club. Scottish lightweight champion now for 3 successive seasons, and incidentally one of identical twins, and his twin brother John is a light welterweight. So I would think that Dixon is a shade in front after the first 2 rounds. Crook again and again, being forced to take that right lead in his face. Crook's corner, told to keep quiet. Dixon opening up a little more now, and handling this very coolly indeed, as you would expect a man of experience to do. As I was saying, Dixon in previous championships has been beaten by men who became champions. Last year Ken Willis, and in '82 Jim McDonnell, and strangely enough they're the same 2 men who put Crook out in those championships, but at an earlier stage in the England semi-finals. Crook, of course, being in the Army, doesn't get as much experience as he might in good class. He was a fine junior. He was a British schoolboy champion, and he twice won the National Association of Boys Clubs title. So Crook was obviously destined to go places, but he may not quite do enough in this final against Dixon. Forcing it hard, Crook. And Dixon has played this the cool way all the way through. He's let the man come to him all the time and satisfied himself with just sticking the right hand out, very much in the way that dear old Dick McTaggart used to do in his days. Two cautions for holding to Crook. Dixon opening up with a flourish at the end. For my money, he's boxed his way to victory in that, but we'll have to wait and see whether the judges agree.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner by a unanimous decision and champion at lightweight in the 1984 national finals, Dixon, blue corner.
And Dixon does indeed win it. So victory for Scotland, and Dixon a well-deserved victory there after several years of trying to win this title. At last, he makes it.